Happy spring, everybody.
Yes, happy spring.
I have my sister Melissa with me today. And if you have scoured websites looking at different wig styles or watched a bunch of videos and you saw wigs that looked great on other people, but you think, are they going to look good on me? And you feel lost and you just don't know where to start. Today, we are going to go through my 5-step assessment process that will help you choose wigs that work for you. And I figured it would be best, since my sister's staying with me. It's so much fun. We got to cook together last night.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was feeling a little lost last night. I was thinking, if I only knew exactly what wig looked good on me. And sure enough, here comes this assessment. I'm going to be golden today.
Right. So we're going to do the assessment on Melissa so that you can see the whole step-by-step process. I like to have a system because I feel like it makes things easier. And you'll be able to apply this system to yourself, and it will help you figure out style, figure out color, figure out fit. So that's what we're going to do today.
That's awesome.
All right. So I'll just give you a brief overview. We're going to start with measurements of her head, which will help you figure out fit. And also there are measurements that will help you figure out if a particular wig will fall where you want it to fall based on the measurements of the wig and your measurement. Then we're going to move on to facial analysis, where we actually analyze this beautiful face. And we'll look at ratios, all different things about the face, and also we'll talk about what features Melissa wants to accentuate, and if there are any she wants to de-emphasize, how we can do that with the wig styles.
Sounds great.
Then we'll move on to skin undertone analysis and finding your skin undertone, and that will help us to choose the best colors for Melissa.
Great.
After that, we're going to talk about lifestyle and what would be the purpose of this wig. And you really want to do that for each wig you purchase because you may have different purposes for the wig, and that will help us pick out the fibers, the style, all kinds of stuff like that. And then in the final step, we put it all together and we figure out what wigs will look best on you, and you'll be able to do the same thing for yourself.
Great.
All right.
I'm excited.
So let's get started with measuring. Okay, so to start the measurements, what I recommend is putting your hair up the way you would wear it underneath your wig, because the first 3 measurements are going to be for fit. And for example, Melissa has a decent amount of hair back here, so for the forehead to nape measurement, we're going to want to go over the amount of hair that's going to be under the wig. So if she just left it down and we did that measurement, it wouldn't be as big as if we have it in place. Which brings up another point. You may want to take your measurements periodically because they may change based on if you're losing weight, gaining weight, and also if you grow more hair or you have less hair. So it's always good to periodically retake your measurements. My measurements have changed over time. So we're going to start with the circumference, and the circumference is basically where your cap is going to lay around your head. Okay, so I'm going to have you, Melissa, hold right here at the 0. There we go. And I'm just going to, here, let's move it up to the hairline there.
Okay.
I'm going to follow behind her ear. You want to turn sideways so we can show everybody, and come around the nape. I'm basically following her wig grip. Coming around.
Do you need me to turn again?
Nope, you could stay there. Okay, let go. And Melissa has a 21 3/4 inch circumference. So I'm going to write that down.
Surprising. I thought it was more like a 20-inch circumference.
Oh, really?
No, I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
I've never done my circumference before.
I was like, you had an idea? All right.
Wish that was my waistline.
21 at 0.75. Okay. Next, we're going to do her ear-to-ear measurement. Now, the way you do that is you first go from the hairline. Now, if you don't have a hairline, a good estimate is about 4 fingers above your eyebrow to where your hairline hits. So you're going to go from the center of your hairline 7 inches back, which is going to hit right at about the crown of your head. So 7 inches back is right here, back here. And if you, let me just put this here. And if you just turn to the back, Melissa, yeah, that's better. And you're going to go to where it says 7 inches back here. Let me see where the 7-inch mark is. Let me go 0. 7 inches is right here. So that's about the crown of your head.
Okay.
Right? Okay, let's turn back. Now, once you have that 7-inch mark, you're going to leave the back at the 7 inches, and you're going to come to the top of the ear. You're going to go over that 7-inch mark down to the other ear.
Wow, so you really need 2 people to do this. Like, you can't do it to yourself, really.
I have done it to myself.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to turn just sideways, so we're showing how, the other way.
Oh.
My arms don't wrap that way. Okay, so you can see how we're going over the 7-inch mark. Okay, come back. And let me see if I'm at 0 on the other side here. I'm not, so let me pull it down. 0. So you, ear to ear, 13 inches.
Okay.
And then we're going to do forehead to nape. So again, we're starting at the hairline. And I'm going to go over the back, turn sideways the other way, just so you can see. So I'm going straight over the back and down to the bottom of her nape. Okay, come back. Okay, and that is 14 inches. Okay, so those are the 3 measurements you use for the fit of the wig.
Okay.
And a lot of brands will have size charts. You can check them over at frannieshair.com. All the size charts are there. And we also try to put little comments based on what we've heard from customers about the actual fit of the brand. But it'll give you a ballpark. Okay, the next 4 measurements I do help us to figure out how a wig's going to look on us. Okay? So the first one I'm going to do is your face, hairline to chin.
Okay.
And I go right next to the nose.
Okay.
Like that. And you have an 8.5 inch face. Then I like to do the forehead, and that will help us with the bang measurement. So your face measurement will help with where the wig's going to fall. And also, when we're doing the analysis, it's going to help us as far as the ratios for her face and all that, and you'll see that. Okay, so for the forehead, I just go down to about the brow bone there. And we have the same, well, no, you're a little longer forehead. I would say you are...
Are you stopping at my brow line? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, it is 3 1/4. 3 1/4 inches. So again, your forehead's a little bit longer than mine. Mine is 3 inches.
Got it.
Then we're going to do the neck. So what you're going to want to do, turn sideways, and you're going to hold your chin parallel to the floor. And, you know, this is just an estimate. You don't have to go crazy and, you know, but it'll give you an idea. And when you're looking at maybe somebody who's doing videos and giving you their measurements, you want to make sure you're doing your measurements the way they're doing their measurements to get a good comparison. So I'm showing you how I do my measurements because I give them in every video.
I'm ticklish, so get this over with. I'm like dying here.
Okay, so I go from right at the top of her neck, that's the 0.
Which chin are you going
to
from?
the bottom? Which chin? To the bottom, and I'm going to say she's about 3 inch neck, which is similar to mine. Let me just make sure. Sorry, I'll go to the side here. Yeah, 3 inches.
Okay.
So we both have a 3 inch neck. And then I have one more measurement, which is the width of the face, which will also help with ratio. And I like to do it across the widest part of the face. I'll start with a 0 here. I go right across the bridge of the nose. Sorry. And your face is 9 inches wide. Okay. So mine is 10 inches.
Wow, yours is shorter and wider. And I'm longer and not as wide. Right. Just long.
Some people will do a measurement from cheek to cheek, like the outer corner of the eye. To me, it's easier to go all the way to the edges because you know where the edges are. Like this cheek to cheek thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was hard to figure out exactly where to stop. I mean, here it's obvious. You know where to stop.
Right.
So why would you do cheek to cheek instead of just all the way across? So Does it give you more
It's just like the
information?
front of your face, the width of your face.
Oh, okay.
But the reason I chose going side to side is I realized early on that cheek to cheek was had more variables to it, and I just thought it was more difficult to do an even comparison. So, anyway,
That's good because it makes it simpler for everybody then. And if it doesn't change the fact that you can figure out your wig based on that, I would go with what's simpler.
Okay, so those are, let me just put this in. Oh, I did, width 9 inches. So those are Melissa's measurements for fit, and I'll show you how we use them when we're looking at wigs as well. Okay, so you've taken your 7 measurements. What do you do with them? The first 3 measurements, the circumference, the ear to ear, and the forehead to nape measurements, are all about how your wig is going to fit you. If you think about it, those measurements are basically everything that has to fit under the cap. So once you have those measurements and you're looking at a wig, you can go to the size chart for the brand, and we have those on frannieshair.com, and you can look at the measurements for different sizes. So for example, Aesthetica says their average circumference is 21.25, ear to ear 13.25, and front to back 14. This is all in inches. These are general guidelines. I know for a fact that most Aesthetica wigs have a lot of stretch and can fit up to a 23-inch circumference. Don't take these numbers to be exact. They're general. But also on our size charts, we have a little blurb that gives you some more information about the fit of that brand, things that we've learned from our customers or from my reviews. So for example, under Aesthetica, it says, if you're looking for a cap with stretch, the Aesthetica Pure Stretch caps are very comfortable and stretchy. They run true average, but we have found that they can fit average large due to the stretch. And the reason they can do that, the Aesthetica, is because of that stretch. It'll fit the smaller size, but it will stretch to the bigger size. So you're not left with a lot of extra room in there if you do have a smaller head. And in fact, I've been told many times that Aesthetica has such a comfortable, stretchy cap. Okay, so those are the first 3 measurements. Now the last 4 measurements, your face, your forehead, your neck, and the width of your face, are all about how a wig is going to look on you. When you look at a product page for a wig, it will give you measurements of the wig, of the bang, of the side, of the total length, sometimes the crown. And knowing your measurements, you can then compare to the measurements on the wig and figure out where different parts of the wig are going to fall on you. For example, I have a 3-inch forehead. If a wig has a 4.5-inch bang, I know that if I want to wear a full-on bang, I'm going to need to trim it. Or if I want to leave the bang where it is, I'll probably be wearing it off to the side, and it'll probably come down about where I like it to come on my face to accentuate the eyes. Also, when I do reviews, I give my measurements and the measurements of the wigs, so you can compare your measurements to my measurements as well and get a better idea of how a wig is going to look on you. If my face is 8 inches and the wig is coming right down around my face, but your face is 7 inches, you know it's going to fall below your face about an inch. So these are the things you can do with these measurements. I recommend taking them, writing them down, because some measurements can change if you've lost or gained weight, or if you've grown some more bio hair. So you do want to check periodically to make sure your measurements are accurate. The next part we're going to move on to is facial analysis.
So much fun.
Okay, so for the facial analysis portion, what I like to do is take a picture of the face. We're going to put Melissa's face up here. I also have one that I did on myself, which I can show you as well. And then what we do is we break the face into thirds. So we draw a line across the face at the brow bone, right under the nose, and then right under the chin. And we already know our forehead measurement, but then we take the measurements of the other 2/3 of the face, which you can see here in Melissa's picture. And that just helps us to figure out the balance of your face. You know, is it longer in the first third or things like that. And then we will also talk about what things you would like to accentuate. So one of the things I notice is that the forehead on you, also on me, is larger than the other portions of your face. So is that something that you would like to de-emphasize, or something that you really like and you want to accentuate?
I usually do some kind of a swoop of my hair. I don't usually like a full forehead, just because it adds to the length of my face. And my face is already long, so I usually try to, with my hair, I try to have like, not bang straight across, it just doesn't look good on me, but have some kind of a bang that kind of comes off to the side and cuts off part of my forehead.
Okay, all right. So it kind of camouflages a little bit of your forehead.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it's the right bang, it might be able to go straight across and kind of just part it in one spot. It just depends. But it's because my hair's curly, full bangs have never really worked out on me.
Right. Well, that's the beauty of wigs.
It is. I love
You can
it.
get a straighter wig. Okay. And then I also like to look at the visual weight of features, because sometimes there's one feature that has much more weight on the face than others. Like you might have big eyes and a small nose and small mouth, or something like that.
My motto is go big or go home. I'm all big. Big lips, big nose, big eyes.
Me too. We're definitely sisters. Yeah. Okay, so the visual weight of your features is basically the same. It's even. Yeah. Now, are there any features that you would like to bring attention to?
I would say my eyes normally, but I do have the one eye and brow that sag. Like I have like extra skin or whatever you call that, the hooded eyebrow.
Hooded lid?
Yeah, hooded lid, thank you.
All right, so I think that goes along actually with doing some kind of sweeping bang here, just to, because your one eyebrow, you can even see in the picture, is lower than the other. Yep. So we can camouflage that and show off the eye that you really want to accentuate.
I'll just walk around like this the whole time. Yeah, so I would say I would like to accent my eyes, because I do like to de-emphasize the size of my nose. Plus I have like a little extra thing on this side of my nose, which we've talked about in other videos. And then my mouth could go either way. Like my lips could go either way. I think I like to emphasize my eyes just to take away from my nose.
Well, and also the eyes are the window to the soul, and they're very expressive. So a lot of times bringing attention to the eyes is a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you do have a longer, narrower face. I
do.
Right. And you said that's one of the things that you would like to change the appearance of.
Yeah. Right? I think somehow making the cheeks look wider will take away from the length of my face. And I always think that it's a good thing.
So for something like that, I like to have a little bit of volume on the sides. Yep. Because if you wear something long and straight, it just draws the eye down.
Yeah. And even if you have volume, if it's too long, it still draws the eye down. So I think it's volume and the length of the hair or the wig that will help to draw it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you want to create a more balanced shape to your face, we'll say, rather than being so thin and long.
Correct.
To round it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other things you'd like to emphasize, de-emphasize?
Yeah, there's not much left on my face. I think I'm good.
Okay, and if you look at my facial analysis, which I'll just show you quickly, the things that I wanted to de-emphasize, well, I wanted to bring attention to my eyes. I like my eye color. So I like to do that with the color of the wig and also with where the wig falls. I like to camouflage my ears because they stick out. And if I wear a short pixie where the hair goes around, you can just see them sticking out. Yeah. So I do that either by covering a portion of the ear, all of the ear, or if I have a wig that doesn't even cover the ears, but it has enough volume here, so it doesn't look like my ear sticking out because there's volume behind it.
Yeah, that makes sense because it kind of meets your ear where it's at.
Right. And the other thing for me, which you didn't bring up, we both have soft jawlines. Yeah. I would like more of a pronounced jawline. So what I like to do for that is sometimes like a more angled cut.
Makes sense.
That comes like that and
like an
follows the
arrow.
jawline. Yeah, it kind of makes it look a little sharper.
Nice.
So those are some of the things you can do. But when you think about the features that you want to accentuate, you really want the fibers or the hair to kind of point to those features. So if I want to show off the eyes, which we're going to look at doing for you, I like a layer that ends right around the eyes, or a bang,
That makes sense.
Yeah, something like that. Again, if you want to show your jawline, you might, do something like that. Or if you want to de-emphasize a jawline, maybe you have a really strong jawline and you don't particularly like it. I don't understand it. I would love one. But you could do things by softening with more volume in that area. So those are some things to think about. So you've done your facial analysis and you've divided your face into thirds. What does that tell us? Well, for one thing, it'll tell you if one third is more prominent than the other thirds. And you may or may not want to do something about it. So if you don't want to, don't worry about it. But if it's something you want to balance, I'm going to tell you some of the things you can do. For example, my top third is my most prominent third. First and foremost, one of the things you can do with a wig that you cannot do with your bio hair is change where your hairline falls. So my actual hairline, if I move this back, is, I think it's right about there. So you can see how much bigger my forehead looks. I tend to move my hairline down just a tad to make it a little bit shorter, just like that. Another thing you can do is to wear a bang, full on, or even just a partial bang, and it takes away from the tall appearance. I don't recommend, if you're looking to shorten the top third of your face, that you wear a wig with a lot of volume on the top. That will draw your eye up as well. So I usually look for something that falls flatter around the top like this. Now, if you're looking to make the top third longer, then just do the opposite of all of those things. Wear something with a lot of volume on top to draw your eye up. Keep the forehead part open, maybe no bangs. Even move your hairline back if you can. If your middle third is your largest portion, then what I recommend is breaking it up by having some layers that land maybe at your cheekbones or at different areas in the center portion. That way the eye doesn't go just straight down, it stops at the layers and it creates a more balanced effect. If your bottom third is your largest third, you can shorten the appearance of it by keeping the volume right around your jawline and the length about mid-length right around there too. Anything that's long is going to draw down the look of your face, especially that bottom portion. So for example, with Melissa, she has a longer face and we look to shorten the appearance of it by adding volume that draws the eye out and having the length a shorter length. Anything straight and long on her makes her face look really long. Okay, so those are the thirds of your face. Now, also during this facial analysis, you're going to want to look at the different features that you want to accentuate and the ones that you want to de-emphasize. The rule of thumb is anything you want to accentuate, have layers come right there. That will absolutely bring the eye to that area. So if I want my cheekbones to be accentuated, I'll have a layer that comes there. Or my eyes, I'll have a layer or a bang that comes right around there. Anything that you want to de-emphasize, you want to draw the eye away from, basically distract. For example, Marlene has a stronger jawline, and I really like a stronger jawline, but sometimes she wants to camouflage it. So to do that, she'll wear wigs that have volume, curls or waves, volume right around the jawline that draws the eye out rather than to the jawline. Now, sometimes I like to create more of a jawline, a stronger jawline. So what I'll do for that is I'll wear a stacked A-line style. What that does is it creates the jawline because the line of the wig follows the jawline and makes it seem sharper. So those are just some of the ways that you can change up your look using a wig. Now, another thing you get from the facial analysis is measurements of each of the thirds. So again, when you're looking at the measurements of a wig, you will have a better idea of where things will fall on you. Again, if I know that the bang is 4.5 inches, let's say, on the wig, I know my forehead is 3, I also know my middle portion is 2.5 inches. So 1.5 inches down into that middle portion is where that bang is going to fall. So having these measurements can be a great tool to help you not only find wigs that fit you better, but choose styles that really accentuate the features you're looking to accentuate and balance out your face any way you want to. Wigs are a great way to transform your look. Next, we're going to move on to skin undertone, and there is a difference between skin tone and skin undertone. Your undertone doesn't really change with environmental issues like tanning or anything like that, or with medical issues or medications or anything
Or
like
age. Does it is your undertone your undertone?
These assessments, you can do them now, and then over time, if you feel like something's changing, do them again. But the skin undertone will really help us to choose wig colors that are going to work better for you.
Sounds good.
All right, we're moving on to skin undertone. Okay, so as far as skin undertone, we have a bunch of ways that we can assess that. And the first thing we're going to do is go to daylight. You could go outside or to a window where the daylight's coming in, and we're going to take a look at the veins on your wrist. Okay. So let's go do that, and I'm going to post a picture of your veins.
Wow, exciting.
Okay, so in looking at Melissa's veins in daylight, she does have some greenish veins, which would indicate a warmer skin tone. But then there are some bluish, purplish veins in there as well, which would be more of an indication of a cooler undertone. So it could be that you're neutral. We have more tests, so we'll see. But in a lot of these tests, if it's not conclusive, you may have a neutral skin tone. And in that case, you're lucky. You can pretty much wear mostly anything.
Okay.
Okay. So far, the wrist is not conclusive. I see some greens and some blues and purples. All right. Let's do the next test. Okay, this next test I just recently added to the skin undertone assessment, and it comes from John Renaud, the educators. Chanel, who does work with people in the chair and does hair, she assesses undertone also by looking at eye color. And if there are gold flecks in the eye color, then you have a warmer undertone. And looking at your eyes, you could have somebody else look at your eyes or take a picture of your eyes close up and look at it. But looking at Melissa's, she has brown eyes with gold flecks in them. So that would lean more toward a warm undertone.
Okay.
The next thing you're going to do is, you may know this right off the top of your head, but we're going to show it on Melissa. Take some gold jewelry and some silver jewelry and figure out which looks better against your skin. And I think a lot of us know already, like I prefer gold jewelry next to my skin. Do you have?
Well, it's funny. I always preferred silver jewelry for a long time just because I thought it looked cleaner and sharper. But actually, if I look at it against my skin, gold jewelry definitely looks better against my skin.
Okay, so let's do that. I'll hold this gold up here and you hold the silver on the other side. Okay, 2 different earrings, but against your skin. Yeah, I definitely think the gold looks better.
Yeah, this is too like harsh against my skin. It doesn't look as warm. Well, it doesn't seem to go as well.
Right, I agree. I do like the gold better.
Yeah.
All right, next test. Okay, this may be another one that you already know the answer to, but the question is, do you like a crisp white clothing against you or something that's more cream?
Something that's more cream usually looks better against my skin.
Okay, so this is a white. Let's hold that against Melissa's face there. And this is a cream. Yeah, definitely
it
the
just
cream.
seems to go better.
Yeah,
It's softer.
The white just seemed a little harsh. Mm-hmm. And that's not to say you can't wear white, obviously.
No, I do wear white sometimes, but it just, it doesn't look as good as the cream.
Yeah. Okay. So again, that would indicate a warmer skin tone. Okay, so the next test is if you can find a white towel, a white piece of paper, whatever you want to use, and against some clean skin, again in the daylight, put the white against your skin. I'm going to put the picture. Melissa's wearing makeup, so we used her neck. But if you're not wearing makeup, just do it against your face in daylight. And if you look at this picture here, you can see that her skin clearly looks more yellowish against the white towel. If your skin looks more pinkish against the white towel, that would indicate a cooler undertone. The yellow skin tone indicates a warmer undertone. So again, you're coming out warmer. Another thing you can look at are your nail beds. Now, Melissa's wearing nail polish, but if your nail beds are pinkish in undertone, that's a cooler undertone. If they're peachy, that's a warmer undertone.
Yeah, I'm peachy.
You're peachy. Okay. So I would say you're a warmer undertone. Your veins go either way, and I like to say I'm on the warm side of neutral.
And that's what my colorist, like the colorist thing that I had done that you gave me for my birthday, I was neutral, warm.
Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's no surprise that we're similar, being sisters. And I forgot to mention one other thing that you can look at for skin undertone, and that is how does your skin react to sun exposure? Are you somebody who tans easily, or do you burn to a crisp and you never tan, or do you burn first and then you tan?
I would say I tan pretty easily, once in a while, especially if I haven't put on any kind of sunscreen, like my nose will burn and then tan. But in general, I tan easily. I don't burn.
Okay, so if you tan easily, that's an indication of a warmer skin undertone. If you're somebody who burns easily and maybe doesn't even tan at all, that's an indication of a cooler undertone. Those are just some ways that you can figure out your skin undertone, and that will help you to figure out which wig colors will look best on you. I don't know if you know, but sometimes you put on a wig color and you just feel washed out, and sometimes you put on one and you feel like vibrant and alive. And, checking your skin undertone can help with that. And that's not to say that you can't wear an undertone that doesn't match your skin. I like to change up things. So if I want to wear something with a cooler wig color, I'll put on cooler clothing, like maybe some pinks, cooler makeup, lavenders and pinks, cooler jewelry, silvers, things like that. And that really helps to bring the look all together. Okay, on to the next. Okay, so this next part we're going to talk about your lifestyle and how you think you would use this wig. And this is going to help us choose the correct wig fiber for this wig for her. And you may want to revisit these questions every time you're purchasing a wig because what you're using the wig for may be different. How often do you see yourself wearing this wig?
Just occasionally, if it's weather and that would make my hair frizzy because I have very curly hair and it gets during humidity, any kind of humidity just makes it really not manageable. I would wear it at that time, or if I was going out and didn't feel like having to spend the time to figure out how to fix my hair, I would wear it for that, but it would be occasional. It wouldn't be daily.
Okay, so occasional use, special occasion or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And how much time are you willing to spend on the maintenance of the wig? And I'm just going to give you a quick overview. With regular synthetic wigs, basically, there's very little maintenance. You wash it, it comes back to its style. It's not as fragile as your heat-friendly wigs that need regular application of heat to keep the fibers looking nice. And then human hair, while it can last longer and all, it does require even more maintenance because when you wash it, it doesn't come back to its style. Heat friendly still comes back to the last style that heat was applied to make that style. So if you change up your heat friendly wig using heat, when you wash it, it'll come back to that style that you made.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, it is. So how do you feel about having to apply heat, and how much would you be willing to do?
I'm comfortable applying heat. I curl my hair as it is. I would be willing to do like a reasonable amount. I probably, based on what you said about real hair, wouldn't go that direction, but I would be willing to put a little effort into it, especially if I can wash it and it comes back to the style that that I had already set on it, especially since I'm only wearing it occasionally.
Right.
I feel like it would be manageable to have a
Right.
style that, I had to put a little effort into.
Right, and there wouldn't be as much maintenance if you're not wearing it as often.
Exactly.
And another thing to take into account with the maintenance piece is how long is the wig, because the more it rubs against your clothing and things like that, the more damage the fibers can get. So if you're wearing a shorter style,
Which I think I would be, based on what I'm trying to accentuate in my face and all that. I think my style will end up being a shorter hairstyle.
Okay. And then budget is another question. Typically, your regular synthetic wigs are going to be the most budget friendly. And then your heat friendly, somewhere in the middle. Then there's also blends of human hair and heat friendly. And those are nice because you get a more natural look, but you still get benefits like it coming back to the style and all of that. So that's another option, actually, if you want to take a look at those. And then human hair, obviously, is usually your most expensive option.
Okay.
So if you were buying this wig for your occasional use, where would you see fitting it into your budget?
Well, I'm assuming you're buying it for me for my birthday, so I say the sky's the limit.
So in that case, she's getting a regular synthetic. No.
I think I would go between a heat-friendly and a mix of human hair heat-friendly, because I'd be buying it knowing that it would probably last longer because I'm not wearing it that regularly, but I really want it to look natural and to have that ability to kind of style it a certain way.
It's almost like she's cheating. That was my next question. How natural do you want it to look? Because your regular synthetics will tend to look shinier, especially in the blondes. And there are things you can do, like dry shampoo and things like that. And over time, the shine does lessen naturally. But your heat friendly is going to look more natural. And then, of course, your human hair. You can't get much more natural than human hair. So
it matters to me that it looks natural, and because I don't need a workhorse wig because I'm not wearing it regularly, I would prefer to make that the priority, that it look natural and that I can style it a little bit the way I want to.
What I'm getting for you is that heat friendly or some blend is the best for you.
Yes.
One other thing about how natural you want it to look is that also helps you to choose your cap features. So if you want something where you're going to pull back your hair or have it off your hairline and you want it to look really natural, you're going to want a lace front. So do you think you'll wear a full-on bang? Do you think you'll have some of your hairline showing? Would you like the ability to decide?
I could see having some of my hairline showing.
Okay.
I don't know. I might wear a full-out bang, but I definitely would want the ability to decide and not to be locked in to not being able to do those things because it doesn't look as natural.
Okay, so you're going to want a lace front.
I do. I want a lace front.
And then as far as the part, also, there's monopart wigs or mono top. With a mono top, you can part your hair anywhere, and it gives you the look of the scalp. And with a mono part, they're usually left side mono parts. There are some center mono parts.
Okay.
Finding a right mono part is like finding a unicorn. So
we don't want that.
right. So do you want monofilament, number one? Do you want the appearance of scalp at a part line?
I don't. I kind of don't like the appearance of a part line on me.
So you could even wear a basic.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
No monofilament.
Okay.
Okay. Are you opposed to having a part line showing?
I'm not opposed to it. I just, for whatever reason lately, with my own hair, I've noticed that I don't like up front seeing an actual part line. I don't know. I feel like I like it kind of, yeah.
Okay, so
I feel like it just defines it too much for me and takes away.
Okay, so we can look at wigs with no monofilament.
Okay.
Typically, if you have no monofilament, you may have more permatease up there. Permatease, and we'll look at it, it doesn't have to be poofy permatease, but it hides the wefting, and it's like permanent teasing is
Okay.
basically what it is. Wiry fibers that help to hide the wefting.
Okay.
You could also look for a style that, even if it has monofilament, isn't a harsh part, you know.
Okay.
So we'll look at those things.
Okay.
Now we're going to put it all together and pick out some wigs for Melissa. Okay, so this is Tressalure Flawless Waves in 3231 is the color. It's reddish. It's a warm tone. Let's first talk about how you feel about the color.
I don't mind the color. I don't know that it's a color I would choose if I was figuring out how to spend my money on a wig. I probably wouldn't go with like a reddish kind of color.
Okay.
I don't think it looks bad with my skin tone. I don't think it washes me out or anything. I just don't think it's a color that I would necessarily choose.
Okay. Now, some other reasons we chose this was the bang. We wanted to try the bang and
Yep.
and you kind of brushed it toward that one side to hide the lower eyebrow.
Right.
And this also does not have monofilament, so you do have the permatease up here.
Right.
And also lengthwise, we wanted it to come out a little wider here to de-emphasize the narrowness of your face and have, some wave and a nice length, not to draw your eye down.
Right.
So for those things, how do you think this works?
I don't mind not having the monofilament because I always feel like if my hair is too flat on the top, and then I do like it to go wider here just to kind of draw out my face, that I can look triangular. So I don't mind not having the monofilament, especially because I don't like necessarily seeing a part. I probably would go a little shorter in length,
Oh,
just because I kind of like to keep it at my jawline. It's not bad, but I do like to keep it at my jawline again to not emphasize this total length of my face. So if it goes a little higher, it kind of takes away from the length of my face.
All right. Well,
That's
we'll
just
try
me.
that and see how
Okay.
that works for you.
But not a bad one to start.
Yeah. Okay, good. And this one is heat friendly also. I wanted to throw that out there.
Great.
Did it have a lace front? I didn't check that.
Okay.
No, it's a basic cap. But because it has the bang,
Yeah.
you didn't really need the lace front, even though you're showing some of your forehead there. But we'll try one with a lace front. I actually do want to try one with a monofilament just to see if you like it or not.
Yeah, no, I'm
Okay.
sure. I mean, I've tried ones before that had a monofilament, and I liked them.
Okay.
Like I said, for some reason lately with my own hair, when I see the distinct part, it just, I don't know, it almost accents my forehead too much or something.
Interesting.
But maybe that's because mine's more of a distinct part, and maybe I need to get it colored, and so it gets lighter at the root, so it's more obvious. I don't know what the reasoning
could
is.
be.
It's just been bothering me
Do
lately.
you feel like your hair's thinning around there at all?
I don't think it's necessarily thinning, maybe a little. I think it's because I really am all gray if I let it go that way.
Okay.
That when it's lighter, you almost looks like you can see through your hair
Okay. All right.
versus,
So that may
Anyway.
be different in a wig.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Let's try another
Okay,
one.
sounds good.
Okay, so this is Bran by Renee of Paris. This wig is so popular. I cannot tell you.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah.
it's cute.
It's playful. I really love the look of it.
Yeah.
It's in sandy beige blonde. It has warm tones. It has some cool tones. You can see this raw sugar blonde in Belle Tress is warmer than that. But I think the color against your skin looks great. I like the style.
I do too.
Yeah. So how are you feeling about how it accentuates what you want to and de-emphasizes what you don't?
Well, again, I think because it comes out here and you can play around with it, it helps to widen my face here. The length that it is, it's about the same length as the other one, but because it's a little bit wispier or something, it doesn't seem quite as long or as full down here. So I like the length of it. And I like the bangs of it. I like being able to play around and kind of just...
Yeah, and right there, what you just did de-emphasizes the
Right.
lower eyebrow there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I really like it a lot. It's really cute. I could wear it any time of year, but it just, there's a certain fun about it.
Yeah, and it has a lace front so that your hairline can show.
And I don't mind it now. Like, it's not like, because I'm not noticing it as much as when I was saying with my own hair, I notice my hairline and I try to kind of part it differently so you don't notice the part as much. Here, I don't really notice it. It's not making me feel like, ooh, I like it.
But the beauty of this too, for the parting, this has a partial monofilament top, which Renee of Paris just started doing it. It's really a cool idea. You don't have to pay for a full monofilament top, but it's a really wide monofilament, so you still have wide area to part if you want to change up your part.
That's really nice. I like that.
But how does it feel having the monofilament versus not? And so you don't have the permatease up here.
Right.
Volume wise, how is that for you?
I still think it's a good volume for me. Like I said, I did like the permatease in the sense that it didn't fall too flat on my head, but I don't think this does either. And I don't know if it's just the different coloring, like the dark and the light, but it still doesn't feel like it's too flat, so it doesn't make me look triangular. Plus, the wispiness of this doesn't, so it's not all full at the same width. It's kind of here and there, but it just draws out my face. I think it's a good one. I think it's a good one with somebody with a long face that's trying to widen their cheekbones. I like it.
And color-wise, you can see that because you do have that neutral warm, even the neutral tones are looking really good on you. And I think the rooting helps to bring out your eyebrow color so it still looks natural.
Nice. Yeah, I know. I really like it. It's a really cute one, easy to wear.
Yeah, and you liked this one on Mom too.
Yes, I did. I did. It was, I think, one of my favorites, if not my favorite. I can't remember. But
I think it was your favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, so between this and Flawless Waves, this is your choice.
Yeah, definitely my choice. Color-wise, too. I just feel like it's a better color for me.
Okay, let's go try on another one.
Great.
Okay, so this is John Renault Ivy. It's the new Ignite Reimagined, heat friendly. You have a monofilament top you can part anywhere. Lace front. This is in the color Toffee Truffle, which I actually think is a nice warm brown tone on you. It has some red highlights if you bring it closer to the camera there so people can see. You can see those highlights there. And the reason we wanted to look at this one was because you said you wanted something shorter that came right around here.
Yeah.
So that's why we chose this. It's not wavy, like you don't have a lot of volume down here.
Yeah.
It's more of a shaggy kind of look and a shorter look. So
got it.
What are your thoughts color-wise and style-wise?
Color-wise, again, I don't know that I would choose it as a color. I don't think it looks bad on me. And if I liked the style enough, I might, go for this color. But yeah, so I'm not sure I would choose this color. And the style for me, I feel like it almost accentuates the shape of my face instead of eliminates like the length of my face, because it comes down and almost like hugs. It's almost like drawing a line around the oval of my face.
I agree with that.
So I don't mind the top. I would almost prefer it if it was this length, if it kind of came out a little, like almost did a little flip or something. I think that might be better for me.
Right.
Especially if the flip started like right around there, so that again it would draw out my cheekbones. I just feel like this it sounds weird, but I feel like an egg. I feel like it's just like, whoa. I don't know.
That reminds me of the movie 50 First Dates when she paints the pictures of him at the end. Like some of them are an egg. Anyway.
Oh, gotcha. I don't remember that. But anyway, yeah, so I don't think this would be one that I would choose just because I don't think it accomplishes the things that I was trying to accomplish.
Right. The one thing I do think it accomplishes well is the bang, I think, is perfect.
True. Yeah.
For the way that you wanted to highlight the eyes, but still not the lower brow.
Yeah. And I feel like I got that with the other two wigs as well that I tried on. I feel like they kind of were able to come across with the bang that they had. But yeah, this one as well.
Okay.
True.
All right. Let's try a few more. Okay, so this is Aesthetica Hollis in 1226 RT4. She's heat friendly. She does not have a lace front, but she has a mono top, so you can part her anywhere. And we chose her for, you do have some volume here with some waves. You have that bang that comes across like you like it. It is a little bit longer. To me, there was some similarity to the Holly wig that you tried on that you liked in the fall favorites.
Okay.
But you tell me thoughts.
Thoughts, I like the color.
And it's rooted. You like?
Yep, and I do like rooted. I like the bang, like that does the eye thing that I want to do. I feel like it's a little long, and even though it's like shaggy here, I don't feel like it draws out my face. I feel like a little like I could be in like a rock band, like Spinal Tap or whatever. I just I think because of the length, it doesn't help alleviate the length of my face.
Okay.
And I feel like the shagginess of it is a little punky for me.
Okay. Color-wise, I know you said you like it.
Yeah.
How does it compare to Bran or Flawless Waves that you've tried on?
And Flawless Waves was the reddish one, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning, yeah. I do like this color a lot. It kind of has some of the browns and some of the golds. So I would actually say...
Oh, and you also tried Toffee Truffle and Ivy. So.
Okay, gotcha. Right. I like this color probably more than the Bran for me.
Okay.
A little bit more because it's a little bit warmer than the Bran was, which I think had some cool tones to it, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, as much as I think the reddish Flawless Waves looked good with my skin tone, it's just not a hair color that I would normally pick.
Okay.
So I think this is up there. I also did like the Ivy color.
Okay, good. So these are the things when you're looking at wigs and when you get wigs that you can start putting together.
Yeah.
What kind of colors you're really loving against your skin, and then you try to find them in the styles. Okay, so next we're going to actually try on Shelby. She's a John Renault wig, and she's straighter, but she has more volume here, so I just want to see how that works for you.
Sounds good.
So we're doing some experimenting because we also wanted to try some straighter wigs because Melissa can't really straighten her hair to get straight hair. Like, it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard, and it doesn't last long unless the temperature is perfect and the humidity is perfect. Yeah.
But you like it sometimes. Like you.
I do. Yeah.
So this is Shelby, John Renault Shelby in 6F27, another warm toned brunette.
Yeah.
And she's straighter, but she does have this volume here.
Yeah, I do like that. Like, normally I would think, oh no, straight, but it does volume, and I think it's volume because where it cuts off, I feel like then it emphasizes the volume. I do think it does what I want to do in terms of kind of bring out my cheeks a little. I'm not noticing the length of my face as much. Even though it falls, it kind of has a little bit of width to it, so it doesn't. And the bang, of course, over the one eye kind of helps too.
Yeah, and this one has a monofilament top. You actually parted it on the other side because I'm wearing the left side part and you parted it to have it on the right side.
That's my natural, like I always part it there. I feel like because everything, I don't know why, like things are bigger on this side, but I tend to go over there to,
Yeah, interesting. I think it looks good on you. I like it.
Yeah, I do too. No, I do too. I like the feel of it too. And it seems like very natural looking just in terms of the flow of it and stuff like that. I like it. Yeah, I think it's very cute.
And this one is a regular synthetic. We pulled it because of style, but how do you feel about this regular synthetic?
I noticed more of a shine, but it doesn't bother me with this hairstyle.
Right.
I think it would bother me more if it was wavy and shiny for some reason, but I feel like with the way it shines with this length and just like the bob kind of look, I think it looks good.
Yeah, I guess.
It doesn't look unnatural to me.
It looks like healthy straight hair. Like it has some shine to it. Nice. Yeah. All right. So far, do you have a favorite out of all of the ones you've tried?
Wow, I would have said Bran, but I'm really like just the more I wear this, I'm liking it more than I thought I would.
Interesting.
Honestly, like especially for what I'm trying to accomplish. But now, is this one heat friendly? No, it's synthetic, so I couldn't like add any kind of curl to it or whatever if I wanted to.
There are tools out there now that you can apply heat to a regular synthetic.
Okay.
You have to make sure that you keep the heat. They usually say under 240 degrees Fahrenheit. So something like the NV 3-in-1 Air Styler. Okay. You could use something like that if you wanted to do.
Because I would like the flexibility of maybe once in a while putting a little curl in it, or pinning it back a little and then adding a little curl to it.
Right.
But I like that I could do this and keep it straight because I do like this straight look, especially with the bob. I don't know. I'm thinking that this might be my favorite so far.
Yeah, you know, those new heat tools that you can do that with really have changed the game for regular synthetics, because you don't need to use heat on a regular synthetic to maintain it, but now you can to change up the style, so that is nice.
No, I really like it. I pull it behind my ear. You know, you can do like all sorts of fun things with this style. I've always liked the bob style, and I really think, again, it helps draw out my face a little bit.
So when we did the fall favorites, I don't know if you remember, you loved Holly, another John Monroe.
Oh, I do remember. I remember talking about walking on the beach with it. It was very beachy vibe.
That was longer, but what I'd like to do is finish with that one.
Okay.
And now you can compare what you've tried on today, and we can rate them and see where that falls.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sounds like fun. This is fun.
You look great. Okay, so this was your fall favorite. This was Holly, the one you surprised me with. And she's in Venice Blonde. She is heat friendly. She has a full mono top, I believe. And she is actually a hand-tied piece. What are your thoughts about the color? First of all, the Venice Blonde.
Color, I like this color especially for the summertime. Like I would, if I got this wig, I would tend to probably wear it more in the summer, maybe spring.
Okay.
Not so much in the fall and the winter. Just because my spring, summer skin is more tan, and I think it looks better with tanner skin. Not that, I think it looks fine now.
Right.
But I do feel like it would kind of really highlight the tan skin. That's okay. So yeah, and I still like it a lot. What I liked about it originally was just how it made me feel. It's like a fun kind of beachy kind of vibe. Now that I've learned a lot about like how to pick out a wig based on the different things you need to look at and what you want to emphasize, what you want to de-emphasize. It definitely helps with my eye. It doesn't do as much for my length, like for my long face, as some of the other wigs I tried on. It doesn't necessarily pull out my cheeks as much or make it look any wider there. I don't think and it's a longer length again, so that kind of adds to the length of my face. But because of the style of it, I don't feel like it's not real negative for me, even though it doesn't help with
accomplish everything.
Right. It doesn't accomplish everything, but there's something about it that I still like, and I like the way it falls. So even though it's longer, and it's fun to have long hair sometimes or longer hair sometimes,
I think
can
the
do
one
some
thing
things with it.
That it does have is it has a youthful look to me.
Yeah, I agree. And I remember people commenting that it did make me look younger.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that too. I should add that to the assessment. Do you want to look younger?
Yeah, no, I honestly think that is good, because there is sometimes the wig you choose, the hairstyle you have, you want to look a certain age or professional versus,
Right.
so. Yeah, no, I definitely think this makes me feel younger in a good way, not like in a way where it's like, oh, what's she trying to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I like it for that reason. It's just fun. It's just a fun hairstyle, and you can do a lot with it. I could see pulling it back or, doing some things with it. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, so out of the ones we tried today, which is your winner?
It's so hard.
And I'll remind you, we tried Flawless Waves. That was the reddish one.
Okay.
We tried Bran.
I remember Bran because Mom.
I have Paris Bran, right? We tried Ivy.
Right.
We tried Hollis. That was the Aesthetica one that we did before. Shelby. Okay.
Gotcha.
And then Shelby and this. I think that's all of them.
So, and Ivy was the shorter, like not the short one, but was Ivy the short one?
Yeah, she was the shortest.
Okay, good to remember. And then Shelby was the bob?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
I gotcha. Just want to make sure I'm getting all my names right. Yeah, so I think if I had to choose based on what we wanted to accomplish or what I wanted to accomplish, and also what I'm wearing it for, like when I'm wearing it and the versatility of it, I think I would go with Shelby.
Ah, interesting. So you picked a straighter one.
But there's a possibility that I can curl it, even though it's not heat resistant. I can get the Envy, whatever number you said that was, Air Styler, and great marketing. And I could make it wavy if I wanted to. But I kind of liked this straight bob. I thought it did what I wanted it to do for widening my face and my eye. And
I think it also does another thing. And that is that you have naturally wavy curly hair. And for you to wear straight hair is not easy.
Right.
So this is an easy way to wear a straighter style that still accentuates what you want to accentuate. And
and I liked the natural, like the way it like hung on my head. It just felt natural. And I've always loved when people have that bob style. I just think it's really cute. And you can do a lot with it.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah, and
style.
I like the color of it too.
Yeah.
So I felt like it was the total package.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that surprises me that that's the one you chose. But
It surprises me
when I
too.
saw it on you, I agree. But
and there were some close seconds. I mean, I like Brand too. I like Holly, obviously. Holly's more a seasonal thing for me. And then some of the other ones I might have liked if they were a different color, like the Flawless Waves. Maybe I would have liked it if it was a different color. Right. But I still feel like, the Shelby would be the winner based on what we talked about, picking a wig.
Well, I'm interested to see what everybody else thinks.
Yes, I am too.
Yeah, let us know which your favorite on Melissa was. And also, if this was helpful to you, let me know. I like to know what content you're looking for, and I try to do educational content that will help you choose wigs better. Let me know anything you want in the comments below.
Sounds good.
Thanks you
for
so
watching.
much for doing this with me.
You're welcome.
All right, bye. Happy spring, everybody.
Yeah, happy spring.